welcome to Ask an Author. Today we are very lucky because we have one of my very good author friends with me, Karen Hendriks. Welcome, Karen.
Hi everyone, it's so good to be here with you.
I'm so glad that you can be here. I have got some questions here that kids have sent in because they really want to find out about what it's like to be an author. Do you think you're brave enough to answer some of their questions?
If I'm brave enough to be an author, I'm brave enough to answer questions.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree. So the first question is actually from Matilda, and she wants to know, do you have a favourite book character?
I don't have a favourite book character because I feel like I'm a bit like a chameleon, and I like to be whatever character I choose to be when I'm reading a book. So if I'm reading about pink, I want to be the little pink dinosaur. If I'm reading your little pirate book, I want to be the little pirate. If I'm reading about Lulu, I want to be Lulu, learning how to dance. And if I'm reading the battle, I want to be putting my armor on and going into battle. I want to know what it feels like. I want to be in their shoes. So I'm a reader chameleon.
That is so exciting. I've never heard anybody talk about it like that before. That's a really interesting way to look at it. And Noah asks, do you have a special spot where you like to write?
Well, at school, you know how you have your desk and you're supposed to work at your desk? Well, I set up my study, but then I have other people working next door. And they interrupt me all the time and I go psycho. I can't stand it. So I get down to the dining room table or I disappear to the coffee shop or I lie on the lounge like a lizard. So bad
you
for
can
posture.
write anywhere?
Yep, anywhere, even in the park.
Oh, that is so cool. So Bella wants to know, what did you want to be when you were little? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Hi, Bella. First of all, I don't know if I really thought about growing up when I was a kid. I just wanted to be a kid. I didn't really think about it until, I don't know, I got to be about 11. And then I thought, oh, I might like to be a teacher or a nurse. And I did become a teacher and I would have been a disaster as a nurse. And you'll find out later on, Bella.
So I'm pretty glad you stuck with being an author then.
Yep, that was my goal that I was too scared to do.
But now you're doing it.
Yep.
Very brave. So Oliver wants to know, do you have a favourite sport that you like to play or watch?
Hi, Oliver. I have done all sorts of sports. I used to love roller skating.
Me too.
I was a roller skating kid and I was one of those kids that was wild and free, and I used to always explore and be down at the pool, and I liked running because my dad was a runner, but not in a professional sense or anything. I used to just tag along behind him trying to keep up. Bike riding and bodyboarding, and then when I got growing up, I decided I would hike. I wanted to learn how to swim better because I was no good at swimming. And so I started with a kickboard, and then I would just go a little bit braver and did a bit of breaststroke. And then I gave up on that. I changed. I'm a chameleon with this too. And now I've decided I like walking and yoga.
Oh, wow. I love walking too. See, there's so many reasons why we're good friends. We have so much in common. Do you find that sometimes walking can help you come up with new story ideas?
It really does. And the good thing is I walk with Elmo, our little Moodle, and he is, even though he's old now, he's still really naughty. And so many people stop and talk to me, and I get ideas just by talking to people, or even just sitting down at the harbour looking at the ocean. I like watching people, or in the coffee shop. I sit there and I sort of have a little smile, I have my coffee and I chill back and I spy.
It's research.
It is.
And Mason wants to know, can you sing?
No way. You're not singing at all. It's my worst nightmare.
Really?
I'm not a singer, but if nobody can hear me, I'll sing. If I'm in the car by myself, I'll sing. Or if I'm just with my family, I'll sing, or with my friends, but I would never, it would be my worst fear to get on stage. I don't have a singing voice. I would shatter windows, I think.
Well, here's another question from Henry, which might lead on from this. But Henry wants to know, are you scared of anything? Maybe besides singing in public?
I'm scared of people sneaking up behind me and scaring me. I hate it so much. I'm scared of the doctors. I'm scared of the dentist. And I'm absolutely terrified of hospitals, which is why I wouldn't have become a good nurse, because now I avoid hospitals and stay right away.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you could never,
germs. They're full of germs.
you could never write a book about a hospital then, because you would freak yourself out.
I could.
Well, you could.
Because I've been in hospital. So I know that's why I know what it's like.
That must be it then. Molly wants to know, what's the best part about being an author?
The freedom to be you. And you can have fun. Your own worst enemy is your own way of thinking. But if you're in a really good headspace, it's so much fun. And when you get in that groove, I don't know, you're just in the moment and nothing else really matters. Or when you're talking about a story idea with someone, you just light up. Like, yeah, if I'm having coffee with someone and I'll get an idea and we'll talk and I'll go, oh, that's cool. And then I just hope, oh, don't fall out of my head till I get home. Because sometimes they do.
They do. That's true. And Jack wants to know, if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
One thing. I would wish that everybody has a little piece of happiness every day.
Oh.
And then no one would get angry and we'd all get along and we'd all have smiles on our faces.
Yep, and the world would be a better place.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And happy, everyone's happy.
That's right. And what advice would you have for the kids who are watching today who really love writing and think that they might like to be an author when they grow up?
Well, you know what? If you're writing, you already are an author. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't need a piece of paper to say I'm a writer or I'm an author. If you know you're a writer, you are one. So just write and trust in yourself. And even if you only write for yourself, you're still a writer. My dad doesn't think he's a writer, and he's been journaling since he was a teen. And he's journaled every day. And he doesn't see himself as a writer, but he is.
Sure is. That's amazing advice. You don't need a label. If you feel it and that's what you do, then that's what you are.
Yep.
Perfect. Now, the kids who are watching, if they are kind of thinking, I would really like to ask Karen a question, what's the best way that they can get in contact with you?
Well, I have an author page on Facebook. I'm also do Instagram, and they can also contact me, I guess, through my publishers if they wanted, but that's probably the best way. And even if they wanted to shoot me a letter, they could, or if they could message me and they wanted to write to me, I would write back.
That would be exciting.
Yeah. Snail mail.
Yes, snail mail. Wow. Well, what I'll do is I'll put the details in the description, and then that way if kids who are watching this and want to find out more about you, or have got a question or want to tell you how much they love your books, they can get in contact with you. Thank you so much, Karen, for talking to us today and answering our questions and giving aspiring authors such good advice to believe in themselves and never give up. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And it doesn't matter what age you are, a dream's a dream.
Absolutely, a dream is a dream. So thank you again. And if you are watching this and you might like to see some other interviews with creative people, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we will see you on another episode of Ask an Author. Bye, Karen.